Determine the limit by interpreting it as the definition of the derivative. Limit is h goes to 0 of the square root of 8 times 5 plus h plus 9 minus 7 all over h. This is of the form limit as h goes to 0 of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h, which is the definition of the derivative and therefore is equal to the derivative f prime evaluated at a. So instead of working out the limit directly, we can, as an alternative, find the derivative of f of x and evaluate it at a. In order to do that, we have to first find f of x, and that is found by comparing f of a plus h to the f of a plus h term over here. And there it is. And f of x is what will happen if you take out the a plus h over here and replace it with an x. And there's your f of x. It will be the square root of 8x plus 9. You don't include that negative 7. That's part of f of a. But we will have the square root of 8x plus 9 for our f of x. The other thing that we need to evaluate this is the a value. And the a value is found by whatever's added to h. And that's right here. That'll just be a 5. So now that we have f of x, we can find its derivative. But before we do that, let's rewrite it as a fractional exponent. It's 8x plus 9 to the first power second root 1/2 power. The derivative, f prime of x, will be bring down the power 1/2, leave the inside alone. 8x plus 9, subtract 1 from the power, I will call that 2 halves, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside to complete the chain rule. That's an 8. The 8 and the 1/2 can be put together to become 8 halves, or 4. And we have 8x plus 9 to the 1 minus 2, negative 1/2 power. We can move that to the denominator so that we can call it a positive 1/2 power, and it will be 4 over 8x plus 9 to the positive 1/2 power. The positive 1/2 power does mean square root first power, so we can write that as 4 over the square root of 8x plus 9. What we want is f prime evaluated at a, so we're going to evaluate this at 5, and that will be 4 divided by the square root of 8 times 5 plus 9, putting a 5 in for each of the x's, so we will have 4 over the square root of 8 times 5 is 40 plus 9, 4 over the square root of 40 plus 9 is 49, and the square root of 49 is a 7, so we end up with 4 over 7, and that is equal to the limit up here. This will equal to 4 over 7.